back and forth to the sounds banging out of the speakers. I love hip-hop and I'm a rapper today. Your heart starts racing, your palms start sweating, and you know it's almost that time. Just like seconds before they pull the curtain at the sold-out arena where you're headlining. Your mouth opens and you begin to speak the lyrical lingo that you fell in love with once before. As your verse comes to close, you're exhausted and excited. You're proud and you're pumped for the show that you just put on. Now imagine that you can never speak those words. Imagine that you can never feel that feeling. Imagine that you love hip hop and at what cost would you pay to be a female rapper? Now that I have your attention, the music industry, especially in the hip hop genre, females have a lot of obstacles they must overcome. Just the love for the music, the talent is no longer enough. Like everything else, business is business. Female MCs are invited in and respected, but they are still few and far between. We've had greats like Shantae Sharrock from the Funky 4 Plus 1, who is considered the very first female MC. Queen Latifah, who sparked unity amongst chaos, and the legendary MC Light, who was a breath of fresh air in the late 80s. Back then, it was about girl power, but by there being no forefathers, rules were just made up along the way. What about marriage? What about kids? What about education? These are some questions that were just asked. Roxanne Shante, a very well-known female MC, in an interview with Slate, she said that in her contract, the label would pay for school, so she decided to do both. Till this day, she's received an undergraduate's degree in psychology from Marymount Manhattan College and then with a PhD from Cornell, all on the label. Joined by a couple more female big names, Moni Love, Salt and Pepper, who was the first female group to go platinum, and Yo-Yo. The population was still small compared to male MCs. Today, we're advanced even farther with the talents of Lauryn Hill, Rod Digger, Eve, Remy Ma, and these are just a couple of young ladies that make up of different styles but pure genius nonetheless. Majority of the artists, managers, label A&Rs, and CEOs, even radio personalities, are male. If you include the audience around the world, I would see that the old saying goes, sex sells. This gives the impression of my next point, which is females are expected to be sex symbols. Just as in every profession, females are expected to talk sexy, walk sexy, even dress sexy, to appeal to the teenagers, the college students, and even the average Joe. Raunchy words, extra tight ensembles, and lots of skin is supposed to keep their attention. But in my opinion, the attention should be on the music itself. Provocative poses and videos have built the popularity and demand. SoundScan records a list of detail and record sales for all artists. Majority of the women that sells the most are the artists showing the most skin, and those that tend to be covered up or trailing behind. The ironic thing is males concentrate more on lyrics rather than looks. Sure, they want to dress well, they want to keep in shape, even perform different, but they really have to flaunt it around and carry on. We are equal, but only to a certain extent. That was just one of the examples of the obvious obstacles plaguing the female MCs. Another is the lack of creativity. There are several artists who have had other artists write for them, write their lyrics. That person is called a ghostwriter. In R&B, that person is called a songwriter. But since it's common for singers to use their songs rather than their own material, it's accepted. In hip-hop, it's the exact opposite. Many do it, but no one really wants to talk about it. I'm not sure if it's the ghostwriters are used for conveniency, the lack of confidence, or even if the record labels are nervous about their artist's originality. This is just a clip from the movie Notorious, which can be used as a prime example. Biggie heard Little Kim recite lyrics that she wrote, but he wasn't too impressed. He loved the voice so much he decided to help mold her. Let's see, guys want to help. Guys want to hear something sexy from a female's mouth. Biggie started. I'm trying to make you Marilyn Monroe of hip hop. Biggie went on to write her first album, Hardcore, which went double platinum. Jay-Z is also a well-known ghostwriter for females like Foxy Brown with the first album, Il Nana, and later on with Rockefeller artist Emile. It seems as if all you need is the image and the talent can be brought. The behavior is tolerated, but again, it does not lower the respect of the artist. Male MC's pride stands on a little stronger than lyrics, even though so many still fell short. The quality of words and wordplay give more credibility, and even that, if that is flawed, then everything else is out the window. Now, the most important thing I want you to remember before I go is that females continue to fight for their status in the male-dominated industry. Yes, we've made advances along the way, and some artists conform to society, some stay true to their craft, and others fall short between the cracks. You now see most females entered into local competitions like BA's Rock the Mic Battle and the national contests like P. Diddy making the band. You also can see and hear a lot of them over the internet and radio. With this much activity and support, it's obvious that there's a growing demand which we must meet. I'm doing my part as well, trying to balance what society needs and what I want as an artist. You can be a judge by logging on to myspace.com/skyhighva or youtube.com/skyhighva. I'm always open for feedback because I love